I've been getting out of bed these past few days. Think it's fair to be proud about it. I've quit ordering from all those fast food chains. I'm feeling better, there's no doubt about it. And my days are brighter, my shoulders are so much lighter. Just for a moment there, I thought that there was nothing more to life. I thought about it, wrote a couple songs about it. Just for a moment there, I lost myself. Mind if I be real for a minute? It's almost like everything I feel had a limit. It now gone past, finding reasons to smile and to laugh. And whenever it's a bad day, music is my band-aid. All the lights, spent an hour with my memories, and then I realized it's not all black and white. Like I was colorblind, but mentally, yeah. Now my days are brighter, just no longer feeling tired. I don't wear my PJs every day, cause I would rather be on site. I thought about it, wrote a couple songs about it. Just for a moment there, I lost myself. Music is my band.
Нова ера в телевизията.
Don't you just love it when your YouTube music ends with Bulgarian ads? So do I. Hi. Because, see, the issue is, episode 2 is actually paid. I bought it on Steam, but the prologue, episode 1... Oh my god, are you serious? Okay, no, I'm not about that. Let me see if I can get my save file from the prologue, which is free-to-play. Probably close the game as well, you know, not do this live while the game is running, just change its files. It's probably a bad idea, right? Okay, so there we go. I'm deleting this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna paste it here. They do seem to have the exact same file name, so I think this should work. Absolutely. Alright, here we go. Technical difficulties with TSB, baby. It's been a while since it's happened on stream. Did you dudes miss it? I fucking didn't. You guys remember when, while streaming the Dream Machine, something in the game glitched? I think it was like in chapter 5, and I had to literally reprogram the save file on stream so we could progress. Okay, load. Hey! Alright. Fucking solved it, baby. Yeah, alright. So I guess I didn't save after part 3 of episode 1 that I did. So I guess I could just replay this. That's fine. I mean, it was like 10 minutes. So yeah, let's do it. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. I remember this. And now there's like a weird transmission of the forest demons. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. It's the forest people, dude. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Why does it say glossary? I've already read this. Right? I think I have. I guess it's just because I'm opening it in the full version. Oh shit, I was worried about that. Okay, wait, let me just do something real quick, because I noticed that the stream events are kind of in the goddamn way, baby. I'm gonna put them right there. Is that better? Kinda better. It has to be better. Or I could just do that. Yep, you know what, let's do that real quick. Alright, more technical difficulties, this is what you subscribed for. Don't you even worry for a second, dude. I got you covered. I got you covered with all the technical difficulties. There we go, now you can see all the text. Absolutely love the art on this title screen though. Yeah, it's all the art in this game is amazing. That's why I'm supporting the devs. So, wouldn't be a Schnaps stream without technical difficulties. Since what is my fucking name, Schnaps, dude? What? I mean, we at least have some pretty art and nice music. Yep, true. I totally understand all of this text. Yep, in Cyrillic, Taito. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again shadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Have you called me Schnaps before? I don't remember, probably. Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Oh. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna. What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oля had asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, but in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Oof, oof, oof. I think what I did was search the cabinet. I'm gonna try and follow the exact same choices. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I found the tape I needed thanks to its shabby spine. Right, I remember being weirded out by that statement the first time as well. Pip, Pibbles, Schnaps, Schnappel, Tea. Oh, Schnappel, Tea. I love all of those names. I got the black rectangle from its box. Neverland achievement get. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images swirled in my head, me and Olia flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My little sister is laughing, but her smile becomes more and more focused with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us parting the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurred among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us and Olia.
Ты не смотришь без меня?
What the fuck, since when does it have that? And also, why is it in Russian? Wait, okay. So I guess there's now voice acting, but it's purely in Russian. I kinda wanna keep it. I kinda don't wanna turn it off. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. Milk. I rubbed my eyes.
Садись.
Oh, Yuji. I don't know, it's kind of weird though. Maybe I should remove it. What do you guys in chat say? Should I remove the voice acting? As long as there's subtitles. Alright, I'm gonna keep it. No, come, sit.
Мама с папой опять ругаются.
Mom and Dad are arguing
У них
again.
сейчас период такой.
They're going through rough times.
Глупый какой-то период.
Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Ole was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana.
Может, и нам родители собачку купят?
The voice actress doing Olia does not sound like Olia's age. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Alright, I'm kinda... Because, like, I sort of understand the Russian voice, and then I have to read it out in English, I feel like that's gonna get repetitive. So, I'm gonna turn it off. Yeah, right. I have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat and a parrot. Olia smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. I'm like, what, 12? Olia frowned, deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth? What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth? We'll think of something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport and commit forgery. I am basically like redoing this, even my jokes. I remember making the exact same jokes. And why would Dad forge documents? Ola took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. Even if my first mom did that before. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Ola got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. Okay, I guess that was the show. Yeah, I think that's not new. I think that was there in the prologue as well. I'm kind of mad at myself that I did not save it, but I think there's just a little bit more left. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread, watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there, in a land where one never ages, where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. It felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Snap, there goes gravity. Tony, shut the curtains fast. Why? No one's watching you. It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. Ha! I did my best not to look outside, toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. If the trees are moving closer to your house, it's time to burn everything and go. Just saying. Of course, it was just a visual effect from shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up. And that too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. You do believe me, right? That it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Olive's hand and looked her in the eyes. Alright, listen here, you little shit! I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. What is this, fucking Undertale? Hello? But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they would just get mad at you. Let me just mention, because I literally saw the biggest fucking lightning bolt outside my window. It's like an apocalypse level rainstorm outside. So if the stream suddenly stops, I have either died or lost my internet and still died. Just letting you dudes know. Come and tell me if anything happens, and don't look out the window. But it wants me to look in its pretty fucking eyes. Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed, like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Yes, commit arson. Lol. I told lol. Alright, what we doing? We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids had dropped. She started snorting lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olia's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mum peeked into my room. This is where it ended, I remember now. Because tomorrow is our first school day? What was the voice I gave her? You know what, I'm gonna give her the bitchy voice, because she is a bitch. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed, you should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right? You're gonna get teased for everything else anyway already, you fucking dorks. Go to bed. I don't think everything is so simple. As if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible, rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on and on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. It has come, after all. The day I feared the most. The first day of a new school term. There we go, episode 2. Time to play with you. Alright, can I save? Alright, I'm gonna do a new slot. Savex, thank you. Oh yeah, I did play it on this PC. I played it in March. Shit, I don't remember that. Alright. Cool. So, here we go. Finally, 20 minutes into the stream, I'm actually gonna show you dudes some new content. This is episode 2, which, as I said, was released, same devs, but a different game. So a different page on Steam, and this time it's not free. So, you know, there's a link down below in the description for it if you want to check it out. As I mentioned, do support the devs because they are really putting a lot of effort into this, and they're a small team, so they deserve the support. So let's see what's up. Are we gonna find the missing kid, whose name I just do not remember? New school, new teachers, and most importantly, new classmates who I always have trouble connecting with. Like most other kids with glasses, probably. I forced myself to get out of my warm bed. Dad would usually drive me to my old school, but this morning the bedroom of my parents was silent. Did they sleep in? Are they dead? Maybe it was a good thing. I didn't want to get the daddy's boy reputation from day one. Okay. My parents were probably still tucked in, dreaming about the good old days when everything was so simple and easy. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree, even if far removed from reality? I silently sneaked out to the first floor so I wouldn't wake up anybody, especially the peacefully sleeping Olia. Dude, this looks creepy as fucko. I did my best to step on the middle of every floorboard. I used to play like this even in our old apartment. If my soles touched the space between floorboards, it counted as stepping into lava, and then my foot snapped. The clock was spurring me on with its hands. I need to hurry! Faster! Faster! Gotta go fast! I was too fast, so I needed to circle the hallway once again. What? Boiling lava was bursting out of the cracks between floorboards. Oh my god, Anton is an absolute dork. I needed to watch my step to survive at any cost. Hippity hop, like a frog jumping on molehills, like a fearful bunny, in a grove full of wolves. Curious you should mention bunnies. I made a sandwich in the kitchen, shoved it down my throat, and drank it down with cold tea. My appetite was as good as of someone being led up the scaffold toward a guillotine. The reason I like the writing in this game and that I'm supporting it is because they're like Russian by birth, but they have really good English. They're using really good literary English and like fancy schmancy words and stuff, so that's really good because this game is originally in Russian. I lowered my gaze and saw that one of my feet was standing on 2 floorboards at the same time. Well, time to cut it off and fell in lava. Burned to a crisp, huh? I moved my foot. Disgusting little snakes riddled in my belly, the fear of getting hit and being called nasty names. The clock clicked. I need to go. It was dark outside, fitting for an early winter morning. This darkness never fully left the houses around here. I took my time tying my shoes, buttoning up the puffy-down jacket, trying to delay my unpleasant exit into the semi-dark, into the unnerving unknown. I rubbed my glasses for good luck, though I couldn't remember a single time these thick pieces of glass brought me any good fortune. Jesus Christ, that looks terrifying. Ugh. The sky was akin to a giant bruise. On the east side of it, a black crowd... Why the fuck did I read crowd? It's cloud was swelling up. Well, I thought the demons are attacking, that's why. It licked up stars from the sky and extinguished the rising sun. Darkness was plastered all over the treetops. The cautious cries of birds got tangled up in the thicket. I locked the front door with a long key that I wore around my neck. I can hear goddamn footsteps. My parents made me wear this noose, afraid that I, being a total klutz that I am, could lose the key otherwise. The wind whizzed on the other side of the gate. It invited me into my new life toward dubious adventures. And tagged alone like an old buddy pushing me in the back. White shadows that pines threw out covered a third of the clearing. Oh, I don't like this. I don't know, I think this is building up towards some garbage, dude. Upon reaching the edge of the forest, I hid my nose in the coat's collar. I was squeezing through the thin fire break. Fire what? I don't know what that is. My hair ruffled up and my back hunched over. Dude, I can absolutely hear goddamn footsteps. Tall trees stood on both sides of the tiny trail. Is this where I have to go in order to reach school? Where do I live? Fucking what? The snowy blanket rustled under my feet, and the canopy of intertwined branches above my head cut me off from the already sparse starlight. The night had no plans of moving away from the forest. In this darkness, trees reminded me of shaggy old women that smelled of burial earth. Oh, that is a loaded sentence. Their trunks turned into cracked, wrinkled faces with holes in the middle of their mouths. If I lost focus even for a moment, mold-covered witches would drag me into the forest depths. Then my parents would be walking around these parts, screaming my name. But the dead can't answer the living. Oh, that was Babushka. Or can they? Stop! A sense of panic was growing in my chest. It was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands. What? Oh, I was fine with Dad carrying me into the school in his hands by now if it saved me from watching the darkness rise up in the ravines like black dough. It felt like someone jumped into the bushes behind me, so I turned around. As soon as I started walking faster, I heard the snow squeak behind me. Oh god, I hate it. The forest took a deep breath with its giant lungs. The windfall cracked. The wind and the birds were left behind in the field. Now I could only hear the forest creak. I walked, listening closely, and the unseen presence grew stronger. As if someone was following me, trying to match the pace of my footsteps. Oh god, yeah, I can absolutely hear two sets of footprints. I turned my head so fast it made my neck crunch. A tiny trail behind me disappeared into the darkness. Tree branches overlapped, forming a natural tunnel. Who's there? The question escaped my lips and dissolved into the unending creaking sound of the wooden idols, the pines around me. Why did I think going through the forest alone was a good idea? Yeah, no, I don't know why you would think that is ever a good idea. I'm either going mad, or someone had intentionally lured me away from home. Distant lights granted me a smidgen of hope. A country road. Take me home to the place where I belong. I ran there as fast as I could, as if afraid that the trail would shrink. Clawed hands will grip me by the shoulders, turn me around, and make me look at the faces of hungry forest denizens. In the end, nobody stopped me, and I tried so hard. I almost flew to the decrepit wooden bridge, disbelieving my luck. The bridge's supports, bathed in a spring, tarry and ice cold. I bet that would be beautiful as hell in like spring and summer. I put my hands on my knees and looked up at the forest. Then snorted, trying to calm my breathing. Thicket was pretending to be asleep. It looked peaceful, liveless. The remaining part of my commute lied through a snow-laden road illuminated by sparse lamplights. That's a lot better. There's like a crap ton of houses. Why do we leave it? Why do we live in the forest? I mean, I know that the house we're living in was Babushka's and then she passed away. But like, why couldn't we just sell it and get a house here? Ugh, whatever. Well, I mean, yeah, the parents are literally one step away from splitting up, so I guess money is an issue. I chased away bad thoughts and ran as fast as I could, from one circle of light to another, seeking protection from electric lamps. Just like in that game, where you need to be the first to proclaim I'm protected. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, tag. Alright. It's just in this case that protection was flimsy at best, with darkness writhing outside its bounds. Okay, mama! Why? Fuck is that? I mean, I think I know what it is, but I'm still scared as hell, dude. Then I noticed something remarkably eerie. In a place where the light from an inclined lamp couldn't reach, a hairy, crooked shadow came alive with a guttural roar. It almost felt like its features, the third light, its unnatural pulse instilled fear. It obviously has a fucking thing like a wolf or a dog. What's that called? I forgot words because I'm scarced. My eyes almost popped out of their sockets as I just stood there, blinking, trying to chase away that illusion. Ah. Oh, that's definitely a dog. But the shadow didn't disappear and even got closer. My insides were gripped by horror. I stepped back and almost fell into a snow pile. The black silhouette, on the other hand, straightened up and addressed me in a sweet voice. Sneaking around, huh? Trying to steal my soul? What the fuck kind of a question? Do you ask a child? A snout, yeah, that's the word. Thanks, Taito. Words got stuck in my throat. Who could be talking in such a silky voice here between the forest and the dormant village? Will you say something, dummy? A cat got your tongue? Alright, I'll bite off your nose then. That'll teach you not to poke it in places it doesn't belong. A girl stood before me, judging from the voice and the silhouette. But I couldn't even reprimand myself for getting scared by a girl before noticing a gaping mouth under her hood with something dangerously shiny inside. I was stunned. Is that a mask? Doesn't look like a mask, dude. From the cavity of her hood, a frighteningly real fox face was staring straight at me. That cannot be a mask. I mean, I know I used this for the thumbnail. I know, like, this character's name is called Alice Fox. But what do you dudes think? Is that a mask or is that a real creature? It's just her jaws weren't moving and her eyes weren't blinking. So I guess it's a mask. That doesn't make it any less creepy. How can you tell she's staring? She has no pupils, dude. True. It's just a girl with a fox mask on. At least I wanted to think that. After a surprise like that, a nervous smile involuntarily crept onto my face. I was just going to school, and then you... Could be a mask made of real fox skin. Could be. Okay, it just says fox. What about me? Never seen a fox feed a dog? What? Oh. Oh, yeah, cute. So I guess that's the sound I was hearing. And indeed, there was a small dog circling the girl's legs. One of the strays that were chasing me yesterday, probably. Sorry, I didn't mean to. After hearing my voice, the dog whimpered, lowered its ears, sniffed me out, and then started wagging its tail. I guess I still smelled of bologna that I ate for breakfast. I was shifting my gaze back and forth from the dog to the girl. She didn't seem scary anymore, just weird. Yeah, who the fuck wears a fox mask like that in public and before the break of dawn, feeding a dog, and then asks me if I am here to steal her soul? What is this, a mental patient? Jeez. Okay, she's sassy as fuck, dude. Haha. So, you didn't mean to, huh? What's your name? I'm Anton, and you? And I'm not. Yeah. Oh god. Those don't look human. Do they? The eyes definitely don't look human. She's weird. Definitely has a couple loose screws. But she has a nice voice. My astonishment has turned into a mix of happiness and relief. This girl I didn't know was definitely human, if a bit eccentric. I still don't believe it. I think she's a transformer. She is girl by day, fox by night. I was also a bit angry at myself. This foxy girl... Don't do puns, Anton. Was walking through the darkness without problem, and I shuddered from every little sound. Bruh, she's wearing a fox mask. Nothing about that is normal. I could just walk away, but this girl had piqued my interest. The next time a police officer asks me about my friends at the new place, I'll tell him that I befriended a talking fox. And then they'll put me in a mental institution, where she will probably be. Do you live around here, in the village? Okay, the fox giggled and purred. She spun around so hard, the hem of her coat lifted up. No, dummy. Foxes don't live in the villages. So you live in the forest then? Have you been living under a rock? It's obvious that foxes can't survive anywhere near humans. As long as they're foxes. Her jokes were also weird. Just like her carnival mask. Papier-mâché with fur glued onto it. So, it's not even plastic, there's like actual fur on the mask. A dog reminded us of its existence with a loud bark. I unfastened my backpack. Oh. Or my fly. Dad would sometimes throw food in there without my knowledge. Cookies, apples, or even my favorite crab sticks. So does Dad do it because he wants me to have a treat, or because he thinks my school backpack is a trash can? Could be either. He called it a gift from the bunny. What do you mean, Easter? Treat from the bunny. The uneaten part of a business lunch or a treat specifically bought for children. Parents would tell their children their bunny asked them to deliver said treat. But it could also be any other animal, a squirrel or a bear, for example. Ha! Weird. If that's like a Russian culture thing, we don't have that here. And it's the first time I'm hearing of it. The stray rolled toward me with a mincing footstep, with a pleading look in its eyes. The fox did definitely treat it to something, but it was probably still hungry. Why are you dressed like this so early in the morning? Going to a costume party? Haha. The girl shrugged, throwing silvery snowflakes off her nose, and her human form along with them, turning into a genuine beast. A real fox, agile, cunning, dangerous. Ha! A moment of hesitation and you'll be ripped to shreds. She'll tear you up and gulp you down without breaking a sweat. Couldn't help but just stand there as a stump. Okay, at this point I'm absolutely convinced that Anton's impression that Dad is a human is completely wrong. I wonder if she's like a Selkie, except instead of seals it's foxes. What is a Selkie? Is that like a type of furry? Because yeah, I guess technically the evil villains in this game are technically furries. This just confirms it. Alice is an absolute fucking furry. Until I heard her calm, melodic laughter. That was not calm or melodic. That sounded demonous. Hidden underneath that beastly mask. Okay. I wish you could have seen your own mask, sweetie. Did she just say sweetie? I have a nosebleed because this is an anime. I got embarrassed. Went red up to my hair roots. We'd seen a fox in a zoo once, when we went there with Dad, but it had patchy fur, was grey and skinny. But this girl was a fiery color and furry, just like in fairy tales. Yep, Anton is attracted to furries, confirmed. I was still rummaging through my backpack. My fingers, that were searching for the dog's treat, stumbled upon some soft crumpled object. You'll see. The real beasts will wake up soon. You should ask them where they got their human faces. The girl's shadow was dancing in the lamp's light. Dog yapped in agreement. So what is the moral of this story? That all people have a monster living inside of them, but some people just wear it outside? Is that it? Irish mythical creature, it's a seal that turns into a human by shedding their skin. They turn back into a seal by putting the skin on. Holy shit, I've never heard of that. Closest thing that I've heard to anything like that, Taito, is that bear from Disenchantment. Ursula, or whatever her name was. Like a bear that sheds its skin and turns into a woman, but if you put the skin back on, you turn back into a bear. Oh, there you go! A forest selkie. I wonder if it was a similar idea to that. Okay, cool. I freaked out and dropped my finding in the snow without getting a proper chance to examine it. Cold wind instantly covered the hole it created with snow. Dog rushed to dig it out, wanting to get its treat. And the fox just snorted. Now I was so embarrassed I wanted to sink through the snow. Why? Because you dropped something on the ground? Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna... Because I think it's not raining anymore, I'm gonna open my window because I am actually going to die. It's so hot in my room, so give me a bit, let me BRB. And I'm back. Ugh. It's super hot these last few days here in Sofia. It's like 35 degrees Celsius, which I don't even know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's quite a bit. It was still dark outside of the electric circle. You mean the light? Okay, whatever. On the contrary, the darkness seemed even more thick. Oop. All neighboring houses were sleeping deeply in its inkiness. Sofia is on fire. I mean, all of Bulgaria is on fire, if you ask me. I'm really glad it's raining today because it's gonna drop down temperatures a little bit, but not by much. Because apparently it's still 24 degrees outside and it's like 7:30 PM. It was raining here too, off and on. Yup. I did my best to continue the conversation with the weird girl I didn't know. So, are you going to school? Ha! Oh my, you are a real dummy. Don't you get it? Well... Who says well? I was trying to be friendly, but you can't stop mocking me. Calling me a dummy and all. Yeah, dude. Fucking stab it in the jugular. I should have just moved along without paying any attention to this weirdo and her stupid dog. Why are you so mean? Don't answer if you don't want to. It's not like I care. Still, something froze me in place, tugged me toward the dark figure. A mysterious appearance, her voice that was velvety and just languid enough. I was intrigued and excited. I watched her as people watch fires burn. Okay, Anton. Bulgaria's on arson. That's a neat hat. Yep, it is. He was wearing the same hat in the prologue as well. Oh, stop pouting. Look here. Who? Julka? Zoka? I don't know what that could possibly be. I'm gonna go with Julka. Took a liking to you. The dog was digging through snow with sharp movements, snoring loudly. Fox turned around and looked at the windows of a nearby house and its timbered front through the white mist. Oh shit. Sorry. I'm allergic to bullshit, you know that. tip of her fake nose was shining under the lamp's light. And maybe someone else too. I went red again like a boiled crayfish this time. Is she talking about herself or someone else? I hoped that the semi-dark would be able to hide my embarrassment from the girl. I cleared my throat before asking. And, who's that person? Is for me? I waited, counting my heartbeat. Oh, look at him, he is blushing. He's a furry, I'm telling you. The fox didn't reply. Her sly stare was scanning the frosty patterns of someone's windows. She was reading them like a glass book. I wonder what she can see in those winter paintings. The stray stopped rummaging through the snow. It ran to me, holding my object in her jaws. It's the mitten? And then cold sweat streamed down my spine. Well then, listen closely, a boy named Anton. This is a big and scary forest. The fox girl stepped forward menacingly. And I'm not its only tenant. The other beasts already know about you. Beware, we'll come again tonight. I shouldn't have talked to this evil in child form, I thought, panicking. When you and your parents will be fast asleep, we'll sneak really close and dance. Macarena. Huh? Hey, Macarena. Ha! It's just a meme, you fucking dork. Suck my ass. Look at you. Your mouth is agape, Antosha. He saw me near his window at night? Yeah, right. Are you, by any chance, a retard? Even though it says dimwit. Nobody would let me go outside that late. Children go missing here, you know. I touched the plastic frame of my glasses, puzzled by her silly joke. She got me scared to death. Hey, why don't you stop fondling your glasses? Fucking freak. I was also nearsighted once. Listen to me and maybe you'll become smarter. Remember what they call foxes? Cunning? My words seemed to hurt her. Hey, what did you... sorry. Ha! Her laughter was akin to the jingle of a pair of silver bells. Just pulling your leg. Of course we're cunning. If you're agile and brave enough to befriend the cunning fox, I'll help look for your vulva. There's a reason you're doing it, right? I shrugged in reply. Her insight was alarming. I know why children have been swarming out our forest recently. Sometimes you can find a lot of interesting stuff there. One day I saw a huge pile of candy. Once. And I swam in it until my jaws cramped. What? A pile of candy? I couldn't deduce whether she believed in what she was saying from the tone of her voice. I showed her another smile, a fake one this time. Boo, so wary. Well, what will you say to this then? Haha. Yeah, alright. A random stranger. A girl wearing a fox mask looking like a fucking freak offering me candy in the dead of night. Nothing creepy about that. She held out her hand in a furry mitten. There was an assortment of sweets in her palm. In the city where I used to live, sweets like these were sold at markets or in kiosks. I know what that is. Kiosks, small container type shops selling a wide assortment of products from bubblegum to vodka, clothing or even home appliances. These types of shops were popular in 90s Russia and more often than not tied to criminal organizations. Okay, I mean that is true. For the record, they still exist, both there and here. Not really tied to criminal organizations though. That's kind of, you know, in the 90s. I'm not saying there's not corruption or crime, but the way it sounded is like whenever you see a kiosk, fucking run because the mafia is there selling you bubblegum and vodka. Yeah, no, chill. Alright. I saw my favorite bubblegum in a vivid wrapper among the tasty treasure. Is it Turbo? The bubblegum with car pictures? A familiar name was on it, Turbo. Oh my god, I'm gonna be right, ain't I? A triangular fox face poked her nose toward me. Take some! My pockets are full of these. There's much more sweets where that came from, and a whole bunch of little boy thirsty pedophiles. Bubblegum flavored vodka. Dude, I kinda want that. Fuck no, I'm not taking candy from her. Refuse. No. Bruh, red flags everywhere. Yeah, no shit. Nah, no, thanks. I didn't want to offend the first person I've made contact with in this new place, but I also didn't want to take gum off the hands of some weird girl. What if she found it in a snow pile? That is not the biggest problem here, Tony. Or what if it's a prank candy? The kind that blows up in your face when you unwrap it? What kind of bubblegum exists in Russia? All that's missing is a white van. Dude, it's parked in the driveway of the nearby house, don't worry. We covered all grounds. I'm, allergic to sweets. What? She sounded puzzled. Are you living in the world of pills and mixtures? Well, more or less. Jesus Christ, what kind of a whistle was that? The fox whistled. Her palm was empty now. It floated in the air, catching snowflakes now that all the candy had suddenly disappeared. What? Wait, what the fuck's happening? What do you mean? And you only celebrate New Year's once in 12 months, right? Oh my god, she isn't from this world, is she? And you have those... She clicked her fingers trying to remember something. Mondays? Yeah? I smiled. I am so confused. So it was prank candy. No, I just don't think that she is from this world. Because she's asking very weird questions. We only celebrate New Year's once in 12 months? Yeah, that's not a human. Man, you're a difficult case. I prescribe you a kilo of chocolate to battle your boredom, young man. I got an achievement called Yuck with a picture of a poo-poo on it. Who are you? I refrained from asking that question. She wouldn't answer anyway, or she'll just lie. I really wanted to see what's behind her mask. I was becoming more and more sure that underneath it wasn't just a simple young girl. What if Vova also found a snow pile with sweets and is now rolling in it? I'm starting to think that Vova is not in Kansas anymore. It was invisible ink, except it was candy. Of course it's a prank, bro. What else would you use your magic fox powers for? I don't know. First I'm gonna question my magic fox powers, to begin with. Actually, what if he decided to stay in the forest? It must be so cold without his second mitten then. How do you know that? How the fuck does she know that? The wind caught her words like smoke from a fire and carrying them deep into the darkness, into the creepy thicket. The trees behind me creaked with their bony branches. Ha! Or what if something happened to him along the way? Something terrible. The forest reacted to her words, became alive. It sniffed me out, perking up its ears, just like a curious beast. The fox girl pierced me with her eyes again. Wild beasts? You find that scary? Well, I don't know. He doesn't know. Oh my, have I befriended a Dunes? Oh. Hey yo, what's up, schmeckles? Welcome Streamstram, dude. I didn't like being called a dunce, yet being friends with her sounded nice. Time out, red flags, get the fuck out. Do not befriend the fucking demon fox. My grades are good. Oh my god, he is absolutely a dork, dude. I can't even. Really now? Will you come with me, good grades Anton? Into my white van? Go find your Vova and you'll be able to ask him what he found deep in the forest, like the fiery pits of hell that where I came from. As long as you're with me, nothing can hurt you in the forest. I hugely doubt that. Hey kid, want some candy? No, but let's be friends. I love it. You'll see. Worms of worry riddled in my belly. Better run, whispered my mind. From personal experience, there is no candy in the van. What? What do you mean from personal experience? What? I don't believe you. Ha! Do you take me for a liar? Whatever. You're just like everybody, asshole. It did say asshole. The girl sounded hurt, although I don't know if she was genuine about it. She turned around as if she had immediately lost all interest in me, and her fucking eyes disappeared. I remembered my dad's favorite saying, "Where are your manners, son? Even when they are demons from hell, they deserve the freedom of the US of A." Oh wait, no, this is in Russia. Where are your manners, son? Treat the nice young lady to vodka, even if you're both underage. Indeed, this fox was kind to me. How? Please, don't get mad. Foxes can also be nice, like in fairy tales. I just need to know what kind of fox you are. A demonic one? Question mark? The girl giggled, hiding the nose of her mask in her hands. Then follow me into the forest and you'll get to know me. But not right now, when it gets bright. I mean, your whole body is shaking, you poor thing. I don't want you to get a stroke. Why? Is my meat not gonna taste nice if I have a stroke? Hey, let me accompany you to school. After hearing this, the dog barked in agreement and stopped messing with the mitten. I leaned in, trying to grab the piece of handwear that almost ran away from me. Well, if we're going in the same direction... Yeah, totally normal. Me and my best friend Demon Fox walking to school. I bet no bullies are gonna try and mess with me because I'm gonna sick the fiery depths of hell on them. We went toward the school in the lost dawn. Here and there, the lights came on in the windows of houses we passed, as if their inhabitants were sending us warning signs. Yeah, probably. Take the hint, Anton, run! Silhouettes lurked behind curtains, dogs let out occasional barks. Spirals of grey smoke rose from chimneys, TVs bustled and dishes clanged in kitchens. We watched the village slowly rise from its slumber while carefully treading the snowy wheel trails. I don't understand, like, I get that it's a village, but like at the same time, why is Anton out and about going to school so early before dawn while no one has woken up yet? When do these kids start school every day? At what, 4 or 5 in the morning? I walked in the left one and she took the right one. The dog was following right behind us. I expected the fox to bring up something weird again, but she stayed silent all the way to the school, as if playing with me some game only she was privy to. She would only giggle from time to time, to remind me that she's fucking insane and that I should run, when the dog sneezed from the snowflakes that fell on its nose. Oh, that's cute. Still fucking insane though. I was the first to break the silence. So, what's your name? Here it comes. Names, names, names. You people always need to put labels on everything. What name would you give to a fox like me? I don't know, but I've read about Elisa the fox. You know what? I don't mind. I'll be Elisa. I couldn't understand if she was joking or not. I turned around as if looking for an answer from the dog, from the dark sky devoid of dawn. My silent questions were left unanswered. Ew, what? Yo, is this my school? Why the fuck are there like college seniors that look like they've just come out of prison like this guy and just smoking in the front? Am I not 12? What's happening? I don't understand. Russia, explain. What happens in Russia, dude? The school's outline was already on our side. Giant brick box stuck in the endless night. Lights in its windows didn't bode well for me. The warden trees were guarding the schoolyard. Screams, childish laughter, and someone's whistling tore up the silence. I went here with Mum when she just moved, and the place looked cozy at that time. Empty corridors that smelled of polish, puffy snow outside. The second time I came alone to get the books and just kept on imagining my peers. Rolling down the railings, grade schoolers running to the library, and teachers marching down the corridor with the air of self-importance around them. High schoolers were smoking at the entrance in track pants and wool caps perched on their foreheads. What stays in Russia happens in Russia. Is that purposely the other way around? Their appearance destroyed the last of hopes for a cozy school. Their stingy eyes and the teeth, yellow from nicotine, their smirks, all of it had the same gloomy effect as the cloudy winter morning. Absorbed by my thoughts, I completely forgot about my companion. I'll wait for you at the backyard after school, near the hanged man. Excuse me? Near what? She just ignored my question. Don't be late, or you will be the new hanged man. Hee. I hesitated, blowing hot and cold again. Mom always said that when I would have trouble choosing between two options. Like, for instance, life or death. Such a hard choice, dude. Thinking about Mom helped me reply. I'm going straight home after school. Well, Antosha, I'm going to let you off the hook. But the others will creep up to you with their smiles and sink their teeth into you. Won't be able to shake them off as easily. Remember my words. That's not a mask. None of that is a mask. The fox opened her mouth in a wide yawn. What kind of trick is this? Someone running in the distance called out my name. I instinctively turned around. Oh, why would you throw a snowball at the fucking dog, dude? Kind of an asshole. A huge snowball whisked past my shoulder and hit the dog. It whimpered and ran toward the spring. The darkness devoured it. Please don't. Fox Girl was also nowhere to be seen. She dissolved into frosty air. Or was she hiding in my shadow? What the fuck is happening? After taking a deep breath, I went toward the school, toward the cutlets in dough, toward the light raining down onto the snow. Who the fuck? Oh, I see. When I move my mouse around on certain objects, they make noise. Alright, let's enter, I guess. So, who shouted my name? Do we ever get to know that? Or not? I could hear muffled voices behind the doors, saw blinking lamps. Darkness creeped along the windows, and it felt like the school was drifting in open space like a lonely lost spaceship. Расписание уроков. Attention, child missing. Right, cool, so why is that? And actually all of it in Russian except this? I'm gonna say that that's not really accurate. It's not scientifically accurate. After going up to the second floor, I noticed a crowd around the notice board. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old. Everyone was taking part in a lively discussion. I moved closer and took a look at something everyone was interested in through a wall of backpacks. There was a piece of paper with something printed on it glued to the left of the notice board. Nothing here is making noise. Alright, read. I heard a child say something in Russian in the background, but I couldn't hear what. Attention, child missing. Vova Matyukin, 10 years old. Child missing. Vova Matyukin, that was his name. A 4th grader. On that grainy print, Vova looked dead, with black mouth and dark, empty eye sockets. Could it be that the darkness dwelling deep in the forest invaded his pores and mutilated his face? That's, very calming thought. Alright, let me see. He left his home on January the 5th around 4 and never returned. He was last seen at the bridge over at Smordonia River. He was wearing an orange coat with a hood and a black wool cap, a scarf and mittens with green stripes. Might have had a plastic toy gun on him? Ah, okay. A plastic toy gun couldn't protect him from the whispering branches and the howling wind. Empty eyes of the lost boy pierced through my soul as if pleading. Unable to meet his stare, I turned around and rushed to the window, took a seat onto the windowsill. The corridor was slowly filling up with children, in groups of few. Nobody paid me any mind. In the darkness of school toilets, child voices were hammering a nursery rhyme. Yeah, perfectly normal. I prefer the underage children smoking cigarettes out front to this fucking horrendous shit. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. Yeah, no, it's fucking cursed shit. I turned my head toward them, trying to get a better look at their features, but then my attention was stolen by a loud clicking sound. Click, click! A female teacher marched down the corridor with her chin raised up high. Her heels were hitting the floor like miniature hooves. That's Rebecca. I don't care how she's called, her name is Rebecca. Look at that fucking snotty ass bitch face, dude. A girl was trailing her every step. She was also looking pompous, stopping along the way and whispering some secret in her friend's ear. She was probably a class rep since she was carrying an attendance register book. Katerina, take this, please. The teacher opened the classroom door and the crowd of children swarmed in, screaming and pushing. Whoa, what is that? Fucking swamp thing? I'm sorry, I know those are pimples, but the way it's drawn, too much detail, I don't want it. Out of all of them, a tall, red-headed fat boy caught my attention. His face was full of blisters. It looked like an inside of a pomegranate. Let me drink some Fanta Tropical, dude. That's a lot better. A bad feeling risen up the hair on the back of my head. That's not a correct grammar sentence. I've seen boys like him before. Unsettled eyes, cackling laughter. Semi-automatic in their bedroom drawer. I mean, I know this is Russia, not the US, but I'm just fucking saying. Oh god, yeah, he's definitely a school shooter. The girl, who was a smaller copy of the teacher, warned the boy with a wave of her hand and entered the room through the clearing in the crowd. Some other guy stood in the way of the crowd and the redhead immediately shoved him. Move your legs, moron! Ugh. The boy flew head first, flailing his hands, trying to keep his balance. Pronounced pomegranate, dude, like the rock. Dude, I pronounced it right. Pomegranate. That is how you pronounce it, right? The fatso burst out laughing and a couple of kids joined his nasty cackling. Their laughter sounded like someone was snipping with huge garden scissors. The classroom sucked all of the kids in, the corridor stood empty. I wanted to grow roots and stay on the windowsill. Excuse me, what am I looking at? Just a handful of lampposts outside were battling the darkness, writhing like fluorescent fish in the black ocean. Maybe I can still run away. Go outside, dissolve in the dark. I imagined myself running through snow, how it squeaks under my boots, and how I'm becoming lighter and lighter with every step. No, you paid me with that pronunciation, cease. What are we talking about? The way I pronounce pomegranate, is that it? Okay. Ah, school bell. The ringer's thrill blew that illusion away. I tore myself from the window with great effort, then took a couple of deep breaths, trying to at least calm down my mad pulse and enter the classroom. No pomegranate. Okay, got it, Tyro, thanks. Oh my god, that is such a nicely done classroom. It's so accurate. I like the pictures above the blackboard. I love it, dude. I guess this is like a Russian class of Russian literature. Because you have, that's Dostoevsky. I can't read what that says. That's Bulgakov. And I don't know any of the others. You heathen, I hate you. I'm going to eat your limbs. What the fuck, Tyro? What just happened? Am I slowly turning you into a cannibal? Is that what's up? Hey Royal, welcome to Stream. Did it? How much did you miss? Quite a bit. I've been streaming for an hour. But I mean, you can tell where I am in the game, so... Like in the episode. The prim teacher looked at me over the frame of her glasses, clearly annoyed. I'm the transfer student. I was told to come here. Snowy forest trail was winding in front of my eyes. The pines rustled, but it didn't sound predatory anymore. She buried herself in the register and flicked through the pages. Your last name? Petrov. Huh? What are you mumbling there? Say it clearly. Petrov. Guys, do you want me to turn the teacher into Shrek? I can give her a Shrek voice. Yes, your terrible pronunciation is making me turn cannibal. Oh god, Taito, I didn't know I had such fucking cool superhero abilities. I'll have your liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti. Alright, Hannibal, chill out, dude. But like, I can totes be your Will, like the Will Graham to your Hannibal Lecter. I am totes up for that. You're not on the list. She measured me with a long and heavy stare as if trying to see if I was lying. I wanted to sink through the floor. Hazy faces observed all of that from the left. The classroom breathed and snorted in unison, like a living organism, like a dangerous beast. Are you sure? I don't have you in my register. Actually, I think that voice is better. So I assume that no, Taito, is for me giving the teacher a Shrek voice. My knees chose the worst time to start shaking and I felt dizzy. I clutched my fists so hard my knuckles became white. Jesus Christ, this is like fucking anime, dude. Just chill out. It's just school. And a teacher that hates both her job and her life. It's all fine. They told me to come to the classroom 204 to ask for Lilia Pavlovna. Oh look, that's my name. Class 6C. Apparently, everyone in the classroom took my words for some sort of joke because they were all laughing. Ha ha! Look at that fucking dork. He remembers our teacher's name. Like, what the fuck? LOL. I am recording this for TikTok. What? What's wrong with this school? The classroom felt silent. The kids hid their smirks for a better occasion. Like bullying me after class. Why do we hire so many interns? They all know how to put lipstick all over their bulging lips, and I don't just mean their upper lips, I mean down there as well, their pussy lips. But when it comes to real problems, like removing the sand from my fucking clitoris, I have to solve everything. How did they send you here without any proper paperwork? Ugh, we've had the same thing happen so many times already. Wait here, I'll be back. After I have a little chat with them, and throw some of my fucking clitoris sand at them. Teacher flew past me, mumbling something to herself in righteous anger, and I was left standing at the center of the classroom. Oh, yeah, no, I'd hate that as well. Like a convict in front of a firing squad, I lowered my gaze, feeling the mocking stares from all around the classroom directed at me. They pricked my skin, danced on it like laser sights. Oh no! That was so unnecessary. Did not expect that. Like, what did the hecky? Fucking helloey. Once again, I imagined running far away from this place, fighting the clawing wind soaring high above the pines in one long jump, with the wind in my back as my only companion. The eyes of my future classmates were asking, this new boy, is he one of us or an outsider? Somebody whispered something and stifled laughter rolled through the classroom. Wipe the board! You fucking dork! It was easy to guess who was the main prankster here. I kinda wanna give him a Shrek voice. Hey! Four Eyes! Are you not only blind but also deaf? The voice I gave him, that was not Shrek at all, and I was trying to go for like a male Rebecca, but it just sounded like a pompous fuck. I said, wipe the board! My knees weren't the only shaking part of my body anymore. My penis was also shaking because I was getting a very weird erection while looking at the blisters on his face. Get out, me swamp! I was trembling from head to toe, and I prayed for the teacher to come back sooner. My prayers were answered by the powers that be. As she just teleported on her chair, And then what should I do with you now? Where will you sit? You can sit on my lap if you want. Oh well, you can sit with... I think that's supposed to be Simeon, but I don't know why it's spelled like that. Because I think it's Semyon. I don't think that should be an E. Hey foxes, welcome to Stream, and no, I'm not Russian, I'm Bulgarian. We have similar languages, you and I, but I am doing the game, the live stream, and just my channel in general in English, so speak in English, please. He's alone anyway, and he will be for the rest of his life, because look at him. No way! The fatso put his backpack on the seat beside him in defiance, scratched his belly and smirked. Are you back to your old tricks? Should I call your grandma here again? Because remember, you're a fucking orphan because your parents left? The classroom went silent. Hey Beck, welcome to Stream, dude. Greetings right back at you from Bulgaria. I don't know what kind of voice to give him, dude. And what's she gonna do? I'll be the one to do something if she doesn't. Do you want some of my clitoris sand, dude? Put away your backpack now. Semyon didn't move a muscle. He started studying the portraits of writers on the wall, looking bored, pretending he could read, you know, at all. I needed to do something to resolve this somehow, to save myself. Hey yo, what the fuck? Am I setting myself on fire? Something happening. I think it's just my ciggy, it's all fine. I cleared my throat and continued in a stifled voice that sounded nothing like me. I can sit in the last row. I think there's a free seat. Teacher snorted loudly. She looked at me, then at Semyon, then back at me. Fine, go there for now. And you, Baburin, I'll have a talk with you later. Come to me after classes. You'll be on cleaning duty, got it? Semyon forced out a twisted smile. Juicy pimples were growing on the tip of his nose, ripe for the taking. I don't even have a confused boner anymore, it's just raging, dude. Give him... Yes, more details about his fucking gross pimpled face, please. Please game more. She's doing cocaine. What? I mean, it's Russia. I would not be surprised at all. I walked carefully, afraid to stumble and fall, causing another outburst of laughter from everyone. I took my seat at the back, at the last table, where I was met with a pile of old posters. The outcasts took their seats, and the class was ready to start. Now this is settled, let's start the class. Today's theme is traditions of Russian and international literature in Zhozhenko's Don't Lie. Look at him. Is that not the Mayo modern Mona Lisa? I mean, guys, you have to appreciate the beauty in that disgusting dumpster fire of a face. The fatso turned back to me. His stare informed me of the coming days, weeks, and months of bullying. Bro, how the fuck is that fat piece of shit? Oh, I'm getting aggressive. I'm gonna get aggressive. I've got my eyes on you, said his watery look. Yeah, alright. Fucking shit. What? After just a couple of periods, I had already noticed a huge yellow spit stain in my notebook. Okay, grab the pen, stab him in the jugular. So easy. I mean, it might be a little bit difficult to find the jugular because of all the fucking neck fat, but you'll be fine. Then at the cafeteria, this Semyon accidentally spilled a glass of compote. Oh fuck yeah, dude, on me. A dessert drink brewed from a mix of dry fruit and berries. This shit is... We have it as well. It's we call it the same way. It's delicious as fuck, dude. And then he flared his hands around after exiting the toilet, so some of the liquid from his hands would get on me. What do you mean liquid? Is it not just water? Does the fucking fat kid piss on his hands? Why? Stop! Just before the final period for today, Semyon pushed me into a buzzing crowd of girls from our class. And that's a Why is that a problem? He pushed you in a whole bunch of pussy, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Dude, score. They made way, cursing, but I couldn't hold my balance and ended up ramming my face into the gutter I took for the class rep before. Right in between her taras, dude. More about that shit. Brrr. Boris made compote, there was so much sugar. I mean, I don't know how much sugar he put. Usually there's a bit, but not that much. Maybe he was just memeing it, or maybe he just likes it with a lot of sugar. I don't know, could be. Oh, her name is Katya, that's cool. Ow! She's still Rebecca though. I immediately stepped back, dying from embarrassment. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Я...
This is an anime. What was that? Yeah. Moshi moshi. Then she suddenly put her hands on her hips. Will you look at him? Groping me in front of everyone? Sexual fucking assault. Sexual assault. Netflix. Come and help me, Netflix. I'll tell my mom. And Netflix. Twitter. Do your thing. Cancelled. They'll expel you, pervert. Dude, I bet that Semyon's cock also has a shit ton of pimples, and look at that face. That face just loves cocks with pimples. I'm just saying. What's that, chat? These kids are 12? I don't see the problem. For the record, and for a whole bunch of lawyers, YouTube, that is a joke. Stop it. Stop it. There was some sort of sadistic pleasure in her eyes, as if she was a child who was about to put a lit-up match to the chauffeur Beetle. Jesus Christ, what? I didn't mean to, he pushed me. Well, so that, you know, no blind among us. She is the traitor. Vote her out. She stared at my glasses while showing me a creepy smile. I started to fume on the inside, but Semyon's laughter cooled my head. I don't know what kind of voice to give him, dude. Look at him. Every single frame I see him in, I just want to give him... You know what? You guys want to read the subtitles yourself, and I can just make a whole bunch of Jabba the Hutt noises while Semyon is talking. I think that's a bad idea. No, that's the voice I gave the teacher. I don't know. I pushed you? You sure? Swaggered up to me. Oh my god, dude, the fat pimpled kid does not have swagger. Stop, Anton. Enveloping me in the smell of sunflower seeds and rotting teeth and then pushed me to the ground. Oh, dude, Semchki. Oh, fuck yeah, we gonna fuck? Like this, huh? What you gonna do now? The bully towered over me as if saying, come on, hit me. Let me see you try. Yes, fight back, dude. Listen, you. My throat went dry, my lips were moving on their own, and my voice was akin to a stifled squeal. I mean, I just need to hit him once, then all of his pimples will burst and he will bleed out. Oh god. Semyon wore a mocking smile. Dude, I want to punch out all of those teeth. Go on, Four Eyes. Why'd you stop? We're all waiting. If you ever touch me again. Semyon slowly stuck out a finger and poked my forehead. I did, so what? If you ever do it again... Here! Once more. And again. And again. And again. He was poking me with his fingers so hard that my head tilted backward. I must not cry, or I'll be done for. I chose fight back. When do I punch? What will a wimp like you do to me, huh? My vision went blurry. My soul tore off from the floor. I rushed forward and threw a random punch without looking. Yeah, dude! Fuck him up! What I saw when I opened my eyes was beautiful and horrifying at the same time. I got an achievement with a fist like this called No Pain. Semyon was holding his ear and blinking in amazement. Was I the first person to rebel against his absolute rule? Oh fuck. I needed to run, but I was already surrounded by his cronies. Okay, that's the teacher name and that's Katya, so... Lilia Pavlovna! Petrov just hit Baburin! Semyon's cheeks grew even redder and his pimples even whiter, like the heads of larvae. But a smile flashed on his face that was only noticed among his comrades. He got really close to me, the smell of rotten teeth washed over me. We're fucking done. His voice was evil and dangerous, like someone tore off the lid from a kettle with boiling fat. I was waiting to get hit, counting the thumbs of my heart and guessing where his fist will go. The solar plexus, the jaw, the nose. I don't know, he probably wants to just touch my dick, dude. I think he's gay AF. TBH. But he just turned around and walked off. Jerk off in the toilet because he's so hot for me right now. A thought, cold and sober and extremely rational, popped up in my head. I'm going to get killed today. Ha! I was late to leave the school after classes on purpose. Semyon didn't attend the last period, so I was hopeful. What if he decided to dodge the cleaning duty and ran home, forgetting all about me? I heaved a sigh of relief, like someone on death row whose execution was delayed by a day. But I didn't let myself forget his tone, his vengeful gaze, and his scary, electrified smirk. While the other students were leaving the school, laughing loudly, I was pretending to skim through my books near a window. I was staring outside, nervous. Semyon was nowhere to be found, in the front yard or near the school gate. I don't really believe I was this lucky, so I decided to be extra cautious and stayed for some more time in the corridor that was gradually getting less crowded. All of the bustle moved to the first floor. There was a skeleton peeking out of the biology classroom. Some jokester put a cap with the American condor on its head. American condor? You mean eagle? What? Okay, the sound of running water were coming from the bathroom. I was the only person left in the whole school. I'm not alone, a sudden thought came to mind. I remember the missing boy. His portrait was on the notice board near the schedule. I remembered his smile, him looking at me, and the fact that he's mostly likely already dead. Hello! I shuddered and turned around. At first my eyes stumbled upon the black violin case. Then I noticed a girl from my class was holding it. Love interest! She sat in the first row of the second column. I could swear I caught her looking at me a couple of times. She's pretty. and I was sneaking glances at her myself. Sometimes it just feels nice to look at something pretty, the spring, the sky, or a girl that's not in the crowd that laughs at Semyon's jokes. And she wasn't whispering the dirty laundry of other people to Katya. She spent all the breaks, just like me, staying in the classroom or looking in the window or drawing something in her green notebook. Hey, hello. I turned red and pretended I was struggling. I was studying the pattern on the wooden floor. Fucking dork. It was cool, the way you hit him. It was just an accident, almost. I started shoving books in my backpack to at least put something in my hands. Put your dick in your hands, dude. And then get just right down to it. Semyon wasn't like that before. He also transferred here just recently. His grandma told me that it almost felt like he went mad. Even the upperclassmen fear Semyon, did you know? But you're different. You're brave. I mumbled in reply. Yeah, right, me, brave. Pfft, a hero that has been standing around in the hallway to avoid a beating. The girl looked at me with her clear, attentive eyes. Do you live here, over the river? In that wooden house? Yeah. Yeah. Must be scary living there. And you also have to cross the forest. I wouldn't be able to do that. I shivered at the mention of the forest. I thought of intertwining branches, of a snake-like trail of endless darkness that spread like mold among the crooked trees. So I straight up lied. It's not that scary, just a few demons here and there, it's like, whatever. Were there any QuickTime choices? No, this game never has QuickTime choices. I mean, there are choices, but not QuickTime. What's so scary about it for you? She smiled after a brief pause. You mean pause, okay. As if brushing off a daydream. Well, actually, never mind. Why do her eyes seem kind of familiar? Are those not the same eyes that Alyssa the Fox had? Huh. Curious. My name is Paulina, by the way. And I'm Anton. I already know that. Hey, Anton? She stumbled as if trying to decide whether she should continue. What are you doing after school? My chest felt prickly after her innocent question, yet somehow it felt pleasant. Nothing much, getting abducted by a fox demon. I stumbled and didn't finish my sentence. What's happening? What's happening? Isn't that the same pair of eyes? I swear to God, they look just like Paulina's. And that's a little bit worrisome because I don't want Paulina to be a bad boo-boo. I'm sorry for blowing my nose so much on stream. It's not really professional, but hey, you know, there's a lot of reading in this game, so can't really do it with a full nose. Neither can with a cigarette in my mouth, but I still try. Alyssa's predatory smile flashed in front of my eyes. Her playful eyes and the slits of the mask were probably just a product of my imagination, though. Maybe that fox girl is waiting for me after the school. Okay. Or was it another of her weird jokes? I wonder if she's hiding a big red tail under her coat. I suddenly got covered with beads of sweat, like after a PE class. I wanted to take a shower, as if just thinking of the foxy girl made me dirty, soiled my clothes, lured me into the forest's embrace. Okay, they're not exactly the same eyes, but they're really close. I have a violin lesson and then I'll be free. My grandpa hired me a private tutor. Our music teacher is a violinist and he doesn't have anyone to teach here except for me. She waved her free hand in the air, imitating the movement of a bow on violin strings. I could almost hear the music. It chased Elisa out of my head. I looked at Paulina's lips, catching her every word, and was frozen from the unusual sensations. They were warm, soothing and tingly. It felt like I was very small and the feelings were immense and they couldn't fit inside me. They say there's a serial killer on the loose in the village. Drink tea? No, I'm not sick, Roy. It's all fine. I'm just hot and sweating profusely. Normally Grandpa would escort me home from school, but he's been sick lately. I snuck a glance at Vova's photo. His eyewells were studying me, his lips were wearing black lipstick, just like the portrait on a gravestone. I mean, I'm not a coward, it's just... I think I'll be safer together with you. Will you go home with me, Anton? There it was. Finally. Everything that I read about in the adventure books, everything that I dreamt about was seeping into my life. A mysterious crime, a beautiful stranger, and a heroic duel. A duel. Ah! My ears! What is that? Thinking of Semyon instantly sobered me up, returned me back to earth, and it started shaking under my feet like a deck of a ship. If only I could rise to the occasion in front of Paulina. Because no matter how brave I was trying to act, it was obvious for both of us that I wouldn't be able to stand a chance against a big guy like that. Again, that's just fat, it's not muscles. Huge difference. Alright, give me a bit. I'm gonna have to BRB for a sec, my dudes. 7th floor. I mean, I live on the 3rd, but at work I'm on the 6th floor. And I spend 8 hours a day, 5 days in the week there, so, you know... I know exactly how hot it can get higher up. And him knocking me out won't even be able... And him knocking me out won't even be able the worst of it. Okay? The worst part is that Paulina will see all of that. She'll laugh at me like everybody else. No, I don't need anybody to see me in such a shameful state. I doubt I'll be able to today. You know, Semyon's waiting for me outside. I need to deal with him, one-on-one, like a man. Nonsense. Paulina brushed off some hair off her forehead and I sensed a weak aroma of blackberry. Paulina was like water when you were thirsty. You gulp it down and still wanted more. I remember the summer evenings at the country house, the fire's pungent smoke, the berries hanging over our fence from the neighbors, and a soft cover of pine needles under my soles. Those few peaceful days were where I felt completely safe. My mum resting in the hammock, my dad putting meat on a skewer. Could have I foreseen the upcoming catastrophe in the crackle of the coals, in our parents' laughs, in the smell of the fleeting July? Could I have seen how fragile the world was? You think that savage will give you a fair fight? He'll just swarm you with his friends without giving you a chance to catch a breath. Paulina suddenly flashed a devious smile. Yeah, that looks kind of evil. But if we go together, they will be put off. Not only the first violin of this village, I'm also a girl. Really? Hadn't noticed. I've heard from a delinquent. I know that he'll never attack someone when there's a girl around. Can you imagine? They have this weird code of honor. Didn't Semyon push me and a bunch of girls, like, literally the same day? That's an interesting code of honor, dude. A delinquent you know, I thought, worried. Is he better than me? Taller? More handsome? Oh, I have to go to music class. She made a couple of steps and stopped. Amazing. Paulina didn't look like those beauties from the magazine posters or the actresses from the movies. But in the flickering light of the ceiling lamps, she looked much more alluring. Yeah, because she's not a picture. She's real. Can you play anything? My parents bought me a guitar a couple of years ago. I immediately remembered my meager attempts at making music. Change. We're all waiting for change. Soy's song echoed my thoughts and my desire to change something. I don't know it. Viktor Tsoi, the singer and frontman of a popular Soviet rock band Kino, that played a mix of new wave and post-punk. Their hit song, Peremen, Changes, It's one of the most popular rock tracks of the new Russian era. Died in a car accident. Shit. Well, sorry I haven't heard of him then. Maybe look up the song though. That guitar got lost somewhere, as if refusing to move to the old house near the forest. I think my parents gave it away to someone that needed it more. I don't, sadly. A pity. Oh well, I'll be going. Bye! Her shout was captured by the loud echo. Her shoes also echoed through the school hallways. Bye. I wasn't sure if Paulina heard me. I looked out the window again. The schoolyard was empty, just a couple of grade schoolers throwing snowballs at each other. Nobody who looked like the hulking Semyon with his cronies. This was giving me hope. What should I do? Paulina could become my friend, the first one in this new place. And besides, she may be in real danger of meeting a killer, and I'll be her defender, her knight. Even though my inner voice was hesitant and whispered about running, away from the killers lurking in the woods at night, Paulina was worth the risk. But the red cunning fox was also intriguing. She promised me to help look for Volva, and this will bring me a reward. More money will almost guarantee peace in my family. Gifts for Olia. I imagined my sister happy, like those girls who get prizes from Suponev in the finest hour. Sergei Suponev, a Soviet and Russian TV host, the most prolific showman of the Russian kids' TV in the 90s. He hosted teen quizzes as well as computer entertainment shows. Suponev died on December 8, 2001 when he crashed his snowmobile into a river pier. What an absurd way to die. Should be dancing with the famous singers, maybe a new popular boys band like Ivanushki International. Ivanushki International, a Russian boy band that was popular in the 90s and early 2000s and consisted of 3 singers. Its songwriter and vocalist Igor Sorin died to a fall from the 6th-story balcony. The official police report claimed it to be a suicide. Oleg Yakovlev substituted him in the band and later died from cirrhosis. Jesus. Okay. Mom and Dad hugging in the Ostankino Pavilion. And then all of us going to Disneyland. Really? My choices are between a demon fox that offered me candy and basically to get into her white van, or a possible normal love life with a beautiful girl my age. Gee, I wonder. Who's Paulina, obviously. Snow danced in the air outside the window, following the rhythm of the music that was flowing from around the corner. I jumped off the windowsill and started walking along the hallway, curiosity eating away at me. The half an hour I'd spent here, waiting crawled at snail's pace. I wanted to see Paulina again. The music became louder. It streamed out of the half-open door at the far end of the corridor. My music taste was limited to Letov, Shevchuk, the timeless classics, and pop songs I saw on TV. Died peacefully in his sleep. Why must I know about all of these people's deaths? Along with music videos that would sometimes be put on tapes as teasers before a movie. But this violin melody captivated me. It felt like a master woodcutter working with delicate wood, a fragile crystal toy, a gust of warm wind. I pressed my cheek against the doorway. Paulina was hiding from me in the far end of the classroom, but shadow that fell on the wall definitely belonged to a girl with a violin. The movements of her bow were so graceful that I felt like I was getting carried away on the waves of music. My heart broke the barrier of my ribcage and started hopping around. Faster and faster it jumped on snow piles, gliding between the pines toward the fiery sun above the windfall. Well, okay. That was sudden. Aight, cool. We'll keep it in mind, thanks. Got tired of waiting? I was so deep in thought that I didn't hear the approaching footsteps. After bathing in music, Paulina felt even more magical. Oh, no, not really. I was just thinking about my comic. For some unknown reason, I lied. You draw comics? Yeah, well, I mean, I want to draw one. Oh, and what will it be about? About the most charming and kind girl that plays a violin who somehow happened to be in this house of horror. About a fox. Oh, I mean about talking animals who help children who get lost to return home from the woods. And then they dance in the night. Oh, wow. Sounds interesting. Did you come up with it yourself? I lowered my gaze. I got inspiration from looking out the window. Got another achievement, Nightly Vows. We descended to the first floor. Here we are. I should play this game. I have it, but I keep forgetting. Well, this is not the prologue, Royal. This is the paid second episode. I've already uploaded videos of the prologue. And that's free to play. I opened the door in front of Paulina. That told me how essential it is to be a gentleman. So, you're an artist, huh? I had a hunch you were different. Special. Are you joking? Me? I'm absolutely average. Semyon is the average one. An average idiot. And you carry something kind and fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg when we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Paulina. Eek! Don't worry, it's just Julka. I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail like it was some sort of propeller. I looked around the yard, trying to find Elisa, but I think she is already standing right the fuck in front of me. But the fox girl was nowhere to be found, neither in the yard nor on the road. Leave it be. It's a stray, you know? What if it has pests? Oh, this one has an owner, I think. Paulina looked at the playful dog with disgust, covering her mouth with a handkerchief. Do you have any food on you? I think I have something left. We'll feed it and go, alright? She took out a sandwich out her bag, threw it to Julka. The little dog rushed to her banquet, swiped away the bread with her nose and started eating the bologna. What a picky eater. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign that it's not a stray. Or at least if it's a stray, it definitely eats well. If it doesn't want the bread. Come on. Eat everything. Paulina tugged my sleeve, egging me on. Hey, what's wrong? I knew it. I knew it and I hate it. Same eyes. Why did I believe that this would be a nice, happy ending? She replied with laughter. The violin girl had literally dragged me out of the school gate, stifling laughs to a fist. What is happening? I turned around. Julka followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely with the school as the backdrop. What the fuck, are we not gonna question the laughter? Ah, what even? I played the prologue, I was talking about this one. Oh, okay, Royal. And then Paulina just stopped laughing, like an insane person. She walked alongside me with a blank stare, completely silent. Don't spread pests. Her remark turned out pretty harsh. Was it really the stray's fault she had to live in the street? They always attack people later. A pack of these almost killed my grandpa last winter. That's horrible. He's paralyzed now. What the fuck? He will never be able to walk again. I remember the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me just a while ago. I'm sorry. It's okay. Paulina showed me another enchanting smile, her eyes half closed. What matters is that we understand each other now. I forgot all about Juka after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. The owl? Olia. An image of my sister sitting near the window, bored, looking for me in the twilight, flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I will go home as soon as I escort Polina. What's this song the kids are singing? It's the second time I hear it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near, a tractor was grumbling, cleaning snow drifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. A flock of black birds circled above us like scary crosses that ran from the graves. The owl one? It's just a local nursery rhyme. Grandpa used to sing it to me when I was little. He's very knowledgeable about local history and folklore. And what does that rhyme sound like? Listen. He started walking backwards, facing me and smiling. 1, 2, time to play with you. 3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive. 6 on end, the wolf's grey fur will stand. 7, 8, stomp your hooves in wait. For the fox and for the bear, bunny tasty meals prepare. I thought that I'd already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I hadn't met any wolves or bears. As I was looking at the girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something unexpected. You have a beautiful voice. Thank you, Anton, or technically thank you myself. Polina adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed. Thanks. And is that the end of the rhyme? Did the bunny prepare those meals? Who knows? Nobody will be able to tell you now. It's really old. I'd even say ancient. There's a legend related to it, though. Want me to tell you? Of course! All sorts of tribes had lived in the taiga back in the day. Grandpa told me they had this initiai, well, some sort of rite when a boy was ready to become a man. I listened closely. I mean, I was also really close to that age myself. They would lead him into the woods where he needed to spend 3 days hunting. There's a legend about a young man who went into the taiga and never returned, and then suddenly came back when they already stopped looking for him. He was covered in scratches, dirty, cold. Haha. I imagined sleeping among the pines and bear lairs. His family rushed to help him, but he just fell unconscious. Dude, this is some anime shit. They brought a shaman. He looked at the young man and his face became grim. He told them that he was in bad shape. The young man convulsed until the morning, repeating that rhyme over and over, over and over. 1, 2, time to play with you. As if taiga itself was whispering it to him. And when the sun came out, he died. But the shaman said that he was already dead when he returned. He came out of the woods as a living corpse and whispered that rhyme with his dead lips. I froze in fear. Yeah, that's fucked up. Jesus. Are you sure it's not some horror movie? Folklore can be way scarier than movies, believe me. Grandpa said that this tribe just uprooted in a hurry and left to the south. They must have been brave, if they lived here. Polina kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot. Brave, but stupid. Did they need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand? Understand what? That they needed to get out of here. There's the big world, and then there's our village. The world? She spread her arms wide. The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her 2 fingers. I often imagine big cities. I can look at the globe for hours. Or at Around the World magazines from the library. They have such pretty names. Just listen. Reykjavik. Tel Aviv. Music to my ears. She started circling, her eyes shut dreamingly. The forest towered before us, touching the lower clouds. At this point, I'm just reading everything in her voice, sorry. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees. I could have conquered the stage, performing in front of thousands. And I have stage fright. Oh, you'll get famous another way, by drawing. We both have a future, but what about, say, Semyon? He may just get fatter, and he'll be selling piroshki. That's probably true. Made with a secret ingredient, his fucking pimple juice. Yeah, made from dogs. We burst out laughing, exercising worry from our minds with light-hearted fun. If someone will even trust him with selling them. Oh, you're right, he can probably eat a whole lot of them in one go. Like I thought the forest is less scarier when you're not alone. I looked around. The snow was sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. My pulse fastened from the thought that we were alone. Yeah, you were right. I am ready for the other shoe to drop. Oh, there's a guy there. What the fuck? Suddenly I heard nearby bushes rustle, spilling snow in the ravine. A giant man walked from them, fastening a zipper on his pants. Was he fastening it or opening it? Is for me. He gave us an indifferent look and just walked away. What a shady guy, taking a piss, how dares he? It's so good that you're here with me, Anton. Who knows what this thug would have done if you weren't by my side? Probably unzipped his pants. She gave me a look full of admiration. And please just stop laughing. It's crazy scary. And when the big man has almost disappeared behind the trees, she stuck out her tongue at him and laughed. Such a little rascal. Paulina rushed through the fire break. Don't fall behind. I never fall behind. You know, the way you speak, just like a hero from adventure books. She kept complimenting or mocking me. I didn't want to look for the hidden meaning, not when we're on such a wonderful walk. I mean, I like books. Oh, a well-read man. Intriguing. A man? Really? I got embarrassed and my cheeks turned beet red, but I still thanked fate for being able to wander around the forest with Paulina like this. The girl suddenly stopped and started silently into the darkening thicket. Alright, definitely a lot of typos in this game, but I'm sure it's gonna get better. As if waiting for something. I felt uneasy all of a sudden, and then she asked me in a cold voice, "Have you been there?" Where? Deep in the woods? Paulina burst out laughing again, shattering my anxious thoughts. No, silly. In the big world. In cities with musical names. Does Moscow sound musical to you? To me it sounds like the croaking of a frog. Me, it sounds like the croaking of a frog. Why twice? You've been to Moscow? Yeah, when I was little. Paulina's eyes started sparkling. What's it like? Well, it's beautiful. Noisy. Neon lights everywhere. Neon lights. It felt like she was savoring those words. Have you been to the Red Square? Of course. It's so bumpy. I've been to TSUM and... Oh, okay, I don't know what kind of fucking... Central Universal Department Store, an exhibition of achievements of national economy. Okay. I loved the metro the most. It smelled like... Like what? She ran up to me, grabbed me by the sleeve and stared in my eyes with clear interest. I can't describe it. And can you draw it? What, a smell? Great musicians can play smells. What the fuck kind of a... I mean, as a metaphor I get it, but it's still weird. You're lying. I'll give you the cassettes later. She started twirling in the falling snow again. I'll definitely go to Moscow. But first, to Vienna. It's my dream. The capital of music. Mozart, Beethoven, Strauss. Philharmonic Orchestra, National Opera. I'll be performing and you drawing. Her enthusiasm spread to me. I wanted to do something, right this moment. And where do you want to go? I sighed and confessed. To Disneyland. I remember the Finest Hour show again. Olia preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spent my Mondays in front of the TV. Colorful tables with numbers on signs, and a charming Mr. Suponev at the wheel. And the prizes. Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winner. My parents promised to take me there, to the land of the mouse, and I believed them at first. Well, maybe they also believed it back then. But they just reply with silence every time I ask about it, and it saddens me to no end. I just have 3 words on my mind in those moments. But you promised! Paulina had seemingly read my mind. Getting there is easier than we think. Everybody has the power to mold their fate. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow, and then, as if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly smile. Do you wanna build a snowman? Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Olia too. She'll be so happy. But for now... Oh, this is cute, dude. Maybe she's not Elisa. Maybe she is Paulina, and she's not a fox demon from hell. You know, one could only hope. Now I want to visit Russia. Well, visiting Russia is definitely a good call, but it can get quite expensive nowadays, from what I've heard. We're almost done with the first bowl, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Paulina was laughing. Locks of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away. The fuck is that? Oh, is that where we're putting the balls? Ha ha! Why is your ball so small, Anton? I don't have small balls, shut up! Your only work is ahead. Make it bigger. Don't be lazy. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Paulina swept her now crimson lips. Did you ever wish to go to another planet? Something flashed in her eyes when she said that. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was. To another universe, even. Paulina sighed in what felt like relief. Then you should understand me. What does that mean? I am so filled with disbelief. Our palms glided across the ball of snow, straightening up any bumps it had. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing. Then another one popped up. We lifted it up from 2 sides and placed it on the one that served as a foundation. Finally, Paulina helped the 3rd ball to get on top of the other 2. Getting the head to the right place is what I do best. Yeah, alright, Paulie, I'm good with that. If you get my head to the right place, I'll also, not complain or whatever, lol. Do you, by any chance, have a carrot? Yeah, do you want to see it? Alas, goddammit, Anton, think with your dick, man. There was no fear, no worry at this clearing. I became more daring, ran toward the thicket to crack a couple of branches. I pulled at the intertwining, windfall, but Paulina's voice suddenly awakened me from my delusion. Anton! Someone is standing there! I turned around, puzzled. Paulina was looking at me, no, at something behind my back. She stared at it, her brows furrowed. Not a single trace was left of the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago. Paulina? She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness that was approaching the trees in the distance. I got chills. Someone is standing there. A crooked silhouette. See? Rubbing the pine with their huge hands. I turned around, directing my eyes where she was pointing to. The area around the dry raspberry bushes was empty. I don't see it. There's nothing there. It hid behind the tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled on it instinctively. I felt a spasm in my stomach. I smiled weakly and asked, hoping for a good answer. Is this a prank? I want to visit Jupiter. I know that it does not have a surface. Okay. Well, I also want to travel in space and visit other planets, but I don't have like a specific planet that I want to travel to. But I am definitely all about different universes as well. Paulina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring deep into the endless forest. Bravery check, I thought, so I stepped towards the glossy black trunk, Paulina's gaze pushing me in the back. I was trying to muster all my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop, to curl into a ball, to play dead even. Anything but go there into the writhing darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well, its walls prohibiting the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring, or was it ringing in my ears? One step. 2 steps. I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything happened. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed and turned back to Paulina. Paulina, there's nobody. Paulina? Polly? Oh, it's Shrek. Yo, Antoshka! From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Semyon with a bunch of his cronies. Jail is for right free. What was that sound? Hoi! Polly let out a shriek when the bastards shoved her away from me. Oh, that was Polly. They surrounded me like a carnivorous pride, making me step back. What is happening? Okay, I was supposed to click. Cool. Semyon's heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls we rolled crumpled, became a mushy mess, with just a single broken branch poking out. Polly gasped angrily. I also felt the touch of scalding hatred. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I'd licked a battery. Polly, don't be scared. I shuddered after hearing my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough and scary. Why would she be scared? Worry about yourself. The fatso spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against the tree. Well? Pissed your pants, sucker. I think I have his voice now. I heard Polly's angry voice from behind. Stay away from him! It would have been better if Polly wasn't around. I wish she wouldn't see me in such a shameful position. Wait, who is talking? Oh, it's probably one of them. Look at this, guys! A girl is defending him. I'll just make noises because they don't look like human beings. In fact, this guy looks like a human being. Yeah, what a fucking wimp. You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Semyon was moving toward me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Baburin wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it! Hey! Faggot Junior! And who's that? Another of your girlfriends? Wait, is it this guy? Who is talking? He has a fucking harem, eh? I'm so confused who is fucking talking. When it's question marks, I'm confused. Was it one of the other 2 freaks behind Semyon that whistled? Who's apparently the leader of the gang? Or was there a 4th person behind the scenes? I need answers. Only then I noticed Joka beside my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over its fur. Why does this dog keep appearing? It probably ran all the way from the schoolyard searching for our smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand. Oh my! Come here, you fly-ridden bitch! The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ears perked up and she started carefully moving closer. Puppy, don't! Yeah, come here, I've got something for you. Can I kill now? Like, please? Game, please let me murder? The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff him when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right under the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snowpile, squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on tree branches let out frightened caws. What is happening? Then I noticed something strange. Polly could hardly keep herself from smiling. She really hated dogs so much that what this skinny guy did amused her? After locking eyes with me, she changed her jubilant smirk to a thoughtful grimace. Why isn't she running away? I thought in horror. At the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Where? Or were that just bushes moving in their icy branches into the wind? Romka, it won't be able to shit after this. Let me kick the fucking thing one more time. 2 negatives will make a positive. But the stray was already nowhere to be seen. Okay, I guess this dude that's currently below my webcam, not the Asian dude with the 2 missing front teeth, not Semyon, the other faggot with the skinny face. He's Roma and he's the gang leader. What? You an idiot? Go and show the 4 Eyes his place. In a way he'll understand. Can I try speaking without 2 front teeth? Yeah, fucking all of you. Just one walk here in front of the whole fresh. Sure thing. Can I kill now? Semyon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved in it up to my face. In a moment, I'll hit your faggot face so hard, it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all of my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Okay, even though I have the voice turned down, that still came through. Interesting. Stop! A wheezy whisper left my lips and head tilted forward, hitting Semyon's fist. Red sparks flew from my eyes. They're going to gang up on me and beat me up. Oh, he did fucking punch me. Alright. Roma! Tell them to stop! Sorry, but the boys need to sort this out, man to man. Can you just stand aside and watch? Yasha? Yasha, give it a hand. Semyon gave a rough push forward. Oh, a rough push toward the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice, and the fatso stepped on my hand, preventing me from getting up. I'm not sure all of these are written properly. There's a lot of grammar mistakes, dude. A painful groan escaped my throat. Did you hear him whimper? Is he actually a faggot or something? Started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it like it was cut off and a ball of nettle was sewn in its place. Why so silent, Antoshka? Come on, tell us, are you a faggot? At this moment I felt pure, unbridled rage. The amalgamation of my anger. Like the sprout's ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts. Morons! Did you know that my dad is also a fag? I have no front teeth. Semyon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs. He knows Aikido, got it? Damn, Tony. Way to stand your ground, man. And he's a vet. Kill the likes of you with his eyes closed. One word from me and he'll... Romka lifted up his arm, stopping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn guardians. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face twisted with rage? Vet, you say? My dad also fought in the war. In Afghan. And yours? Mine, too. Oh, really? And what force did he serve in? I stumbled. Fear chomped at my rage's throat and made it bleed. He's full of shit, huh? Sure, fuck her. Do you think I'm easy to trick? I can see through all your lies, little bitch. There's a nasty smile on his face now. Dude, that's literally pure evil. This didn't bode well with me. Well, you've asked for this. A teacher saved you at school, but here... You're fucked. Yes, right. If only you stayed silent, wouldn't have lost a hair. I think we're gonna give Roma a more sophisticated asshole voice, cause he is pure evil. I think he's like organized crime and not just toothless or gruntish over here. Hitting Fatso is one thing. Give him a good pounding, Sioma. Oh, are we gonna pound? Are we gonna fuck finally? Is that it? The delinquents closed in on me again and I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples. Roma, please, stop them. You've proved your point. Let us go. You can go anytime. And we'll take out the trash in the meantime. What bugged me at that moment wasn't even the humiliating attitude from Romka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. The delinquents were pushing the girl toward the pines. Branches were swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies. This was my first fight ever. I'll remember it for the rest of my life, if I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness right again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my back. Give me your shit, Antoshka. It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he fished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it as if showing off, and put the blade to my neck. Yeah, he definitely deserves a kingpin voice. This dude's going places. Like juvie and prison, serving multiple life sentences probably. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Romka pulled with all his might and my backpack ended up in his hands. Polina shrieked. Romka winked at her as if saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." Calm and relaxed. An insidious smile on his face, he looked into my backpack. Are you hiding something from us? Some rat stole my school shoes. And what's this? Romka gave me a dubious smile. I mean, I saw a few weird things. So, what do we have here? My text and notebooks fell in snow. I was holding my backpack in one hand and something weird in the other. It looked like... What? What? Why? How? What? No, stop. Mask. Roman lifted it high as if showing to... Oh, hey, Tom, mates. And Melon Slinger. I missed when you subscribed, my dude. Both of you. Hello, and welcome to the crowd. Thanks for subbing. Roma lifted it high as if... Huh, okay. As if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight, among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn-out ears, barely visible nose and whiskers, mangly fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Semyon laughed. It's way past New Year's, moron. Or are you really a loony? It's not mine. Okay, that's perfect. Romko was watching this scene unfold with an evil smile on his face. Savages! Is this the first time you see a mask? As shitty as this? Yeah. You know what? Put it on. Why? 'Cause I'm telling you to. You hop like a bunny for us. Yeah, come on. I'll leave you pantless. Not when Polina is here. I won't. Sioma, put it on him. Yasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows that writhed around us would take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisted in unusual angles. Blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. Won't get away. They'll catch me. And then... No, I won't run, won't abandon Polina. Let me warn you, Sioma. If he won't hop, you take his place. Got it? This piece of shit won't. Just look at him, he's a total loony. This loony had already smacked you in the face. Bianca's right. Come on, show such fucking toughness. Or we'll make you hop so hard your pig tits will fall off. You must indeed be scared of Ryomka. Semyon swore silently and glared first at me, then at Polina. Here. It'll fit better this way. Nice. That's fucking disgusting. Kinda wanna puke. Kinda wanna puke. But like, whatevs. He held a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny face and put it close to mine. His spit looked like a squashed spider. Romka's face twisted. He spasmed like a beast, like he wanted to tell Semyon something, but then he suddenly stopped. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Semyon was still close by with a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth. Put it on, fast, or you're dead. Mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Semyon and all his friends will be gone forever. I don't know about this one. I don't know whether to put it on or not. What do you dudes reckon? How do you see this playing out? I'm waiting for messages in chat. I want to know your opinion. How do you see this playing out, dudes? Should I tell him to fuck off or should I put on the mask? On. But there is spit inside, dude. Alright, you know what? Don't let Anton become a furry. Oh. I mean... Sure, but at the same time, I kind of think this whole game is about furries, you know? Plus, he already did have kind of an inclination towards Lisa, the fox lady. And I don't know, I don't think Polly is all there either. She did have that really insidious smile on her face when our kingpin over here kicked the dog. If I tell him to fuck... I am okay with putting it on, just not with spit inside, so I'm gonna tell to fuck off. For some reason, Romka's disappointment with Semyon made me feel brave. Something was wrong in their crew, some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open. You know what, Semyon? Dude, this is some anime shit, it feels like a Pokemon battle. My own voice, smooth and determined, was a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed, "Fuck off!" It felt like the whole world was paused for a second and then unpaused right away. Semyon's pupils widened. The mask fell out of his meaty hands. He took a while to process my words, looked stunned as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem, but the answer he got made him mad, judging by the bulging veins on his forehead. The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. I noticed Polly's face stretch in horror. You! You're dead! Semyon lunged at me like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisted fingers with gnawed fingernails. I threw a kick toward the layer of fat under the cold. Yes, get him! At the same moment the world became fuzzy, the black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred. My glasses. What? Can't see anything without them? Sucker! He threw up his hand that was holding my glasses toward the sky so I couldn't get up them? I don't even know what that's supposed to say. Oh cool, we're back here again. Give them back! Give it back, right? I was interrupted by a leaden fist with a sharp signet that hit me in the brow, producing a cracking sound, throwing me to the frozen earth. The circle of bloody faces dying from disgusting laughter was mocking me, making me want to puke. As soon as I was almost able to catch my breath, a bloody figure rushed toward me. But instead of a new hit, I was offered an outreached hand. I immediately grabbed it, hoping it was Polly, but I soon realized how wrong I was, after I felt the sting of dry blisters on the palm. It was Romka. He helped me stand up. Can't see anything? For real? His voice sounded compassionate, which surprised me. I squinted, trying to find Polly in the fog before my eyes. She was gathering my things and putting them back in my school bag. And what about your hearing? Huh? He leaned in close and asked with a voice that was way less friendly. Can you hear me fine, Antoshka? Yeah. I blinked in bewilderment. Well then, listen closely. He brushed off my coat and then hit me in the jaw with all his might. My jaw clicked. If my tongue was between my teeth at that moment, I would not only be blind, but I would also talk worse than Biasha. I staggered. The world around me spun like a peg top again. Romka held me by the elbow, preventing me from falling over. Anton! Biasha locked her in his arms, preventing her from running to my side. Consider this a warning. If I ever see you anywhere near Polina, even a meter close, I won't let it slide. Got it? Yeah. His fist landed on my temple. The world turned upside down. And I was completely pummeled by 3 fuckboys over a girl. It felt like I was falling into the sky, the color of decaying meat. I grabbed the roots to stop myself from tumbling more. My consciousness was drifting on top of the abyss, gliding to its depths like a deflated balloon. Tried to get up. I think she said, let me go, but I don't know what's the second thing that she said. A bloody silhouette that probably belonged to Polly was fighting back, but 2 others held her by the hands and dragged her away. Yeah, who knows what kind of psychos roam this forest. And Tosha here should rest for a bit. Polina! Romka's boot met with my face. That guy is basically organized crime. He is the criminal kingpin of this game. My hand got twisted, the back of my head hit the ice, my eyes obediently rolled over. Darkness jumped out, took a stance, just to devour me. I got an achievement called Tough Luck. Semyon slowly backed off, giving me an opportunity to stand up. I turned around, dug my nose into the bedsheets, forced my eyes open with great difficulty. Paintings on the walls, books, a pile of comic magazines. I felt up my chin, afraid that it will respond with sharp pain. My fingers slid across my face to my temples. No bumps, no pain. I sat up, blinking in surprise, fixed my glasses. Studied my hands, clean, without any mud under the nails. My school bag was reclined against the table. I heard bits and pieces of a conversation through the door. I was at home, in my bedroom. Did I get here myself? And what about the glasses? Did Simeon return them? Polina, maybe? Or an unknown friend? I decided to leave that question for later and looked out the window. The forest had many secrets, and it wasn't in any hurry to reveal them to me. The clock on a nightstand showed 10 a.m. The sun was already above the field, but it didn't bring any warmth. The ticket moaned from its cracking bones. Okay, so I'm gonna explain my decision making here. The reason I didn't put on the mask, I would have been fine with it, but he fucking spat into it. Even if it gave me some murderous superpowers. I'm sorry, but that's just disgusting, and I'm not gonna debase myself in order to, you know, just beat them, because I'm sure that eventually I do get to murder them. So what? I took a beating and lost a random fucked up insane on the inside chick that already probably had the hots for that other psycho. So whatever. What I'm more curious about is how I got home, and not really that, but how do I not have any bruises? So open the door, I'm curious what happened. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't regret my choice making. Unless I'm in an alternate reality or this is our dream. I went out into the hallway and the conversation became clearer. Laughter. I haven't heard Mom laugh in so long. In a silent house among the sneaking shadows. Such an ordinary but dear laughter. I sneaked through the ladder to the lower floor as if afraid to spoil that moment. And then I asked him, "Do you have any comics? I want to buy some for my bunny." And he goes, "Your rabbit reads comics?" Mom burst out laughing. Olya followed suit. "Well, yeah," I tell him. "My bunny is well trained." Gosh, you're the best. Did you doubt me? Not even for a second. Mom and Dad sitting in the tree. Dude, my dad is Giga Chad. Look at him. I love it. When I entered the kitchen, Mom was kissing Dad on the forehead and he was gently stroking her shoulder. This is not real. Olya sat between our parents, armed with a fork. A polka-dotted cooking pot emanated a pleasant aroma even when the lid was on. Here it is! Hey there, sleepyhead. Look after your father and Dad. I'm like blue screening right now. That's why I'm kind of pausing, because I'm trying to figure out what's up. The calendar says 8, and I remember specifically noticing that it said 7 when I left for school. Which means it is actually the next day. What the fuck happened? The white canvas of a frosted window behind Mom's back made it look like she was on someone's painting. Come on, sit down, take a load off your feet. Breakfast is the most important thing for any healthy person. I sat down, a charming smile on my lips. What? Olya winked at me and the lamp on the table flickered in unison with her. Why? You look so sleepy. Well, what can you do? He's our child. It's already too late to hand him over to an orphanage. Dad let out a dry laugh to show he was joking. Mom slapped him on the shoulder. I'm so hungry. You think you're the only person who's dripping saliva over here? Ugh. Big bro, will you eat like this? How? I caught the sparkling gazes of my parents on myself. If I had a camera at that moment, I would have taken a snap so I could always look at those smiles on a photograph. I wanted this beautiful moment to last forever. The light bulb went out and then came back. The window glass shuddered slightly. Take the mask off, son. It'll get in the way of eating. Take what off? What mask? A silly smile got stuck on my face. Dad showed me his sturdy white teeth that looked like piano keys. Come on, take it off, bunny. I slid my hand across my cheek, let out a laugh. What do you mean? The whole family laughing now, pointing their fingers at me and slapping their knees at the tablecloth. Dad wiped his wet eyes with his knuckles. Well, good job making us laugh, son. Now take off your mask, please. I touched my face again, my skin went numb. But I'm not wearing a mask. Mom fidgeted on her chair, she tilted her head and squinted. The canvas behind her back turned grey and kept getting darker with every passing moment. I can't wait anymore. Take off the mask, stop fooling around. The voice was kind but firm. Osha is scaring me. Who? Why? What the fuck does Tosha mean? Roma said that as well. Her legs scraped against floorboards, Ollie moved away from me. She wasn't smiling anymore. Actually, there wasn't a single smile left in the room, if you don't count the cracks in the walls. What have you done? Made your sister cry? But... Olia sobbed her eyes, downcast, sneaking fearful glances at me. Mom slammed her fist on the table and I almost fell to the floor along with the chair. Oh God! What disgrace of a son! We were all having fun and then you came around and ruined everything! Flashes of saliva flew at me. Oh God. I turned to Dad, begging him to explain what was going on. Sticky syrup trickled down Dad's beard, falling on his shirt. His eyes were looking in different directions. There was, oh my God, there was a loud sound in the attic. Water pipes grumbled. The house was alive. Every room had someone rustling, moving around, breathing in it. Everything's going insane. The light bulb started flickering like a stroboscope. The faces of my parents disappeared into the darkness only to appear again moments later. Outside, a tall shadow walked past the window. I was about to jump up and run away, but my body wasn't listening to my commands. My hands just obediently stayed on the table. I was just an onlooker. Is this a night? Did I pass out in the forest after the beating and this is a nightmare? Or is it something else? Well, enter horror. The lights went out. I spent 3 heartbeats in complete darkness. Oh my God. That is kind of fucking hot though. Don't at me. That is fucking hot. Olia is suddenly aged 50 years and we already knew how fugly Mom was. Then the bulb flashed with blinding light. 3 masks were looking at me with their gaping eyes. A fox woman, where my mom was just a moment ago. A wolf man at the head of the table. And a bunny girl by Olia. I couldn't even ask why they put on these strange and scary animal faces. And why the fur on them was moving, as if there's something breathing inside the masks, making the papier-mâché bulge. My tongue didn't listen to the commands my brain sent to it. I could only... Did he say tongue? What are you trying to do with your tongue, bro? I could only shift my gaze between the masks, watching the long twisted shadows behind the backs of my family. She tore off the lid from the pot. A cut-off head was lying in the bloody gravy. A pair of glazed eyes was drilling me from inside the pot. Its mouth was open in a silent scream. The head at the bottom of the pot belonged to me. Blood ran down the agonized face of the cut-off head. At the same time, something hot started streaming from my nostrils, scarlet drops falling on the tablecloth. Eat up! I screamed. I jumped up. My jaw was burning, as were my temples. The kitchen, the beasts and animal masks and the dead head, everything had disappeared. Everything but the goddamn mask that was haunting me. One of the delinquents put it on me for the laughs. I tore off the bunny face that had already stuck to my face, threw it into the darkness and realized that I woke up near the crumbled snowman in the forest. Covered in snow and coniferous needles, without my glasses and with a smashed face. So I blacked out. Horrible. Pulsating pain seemed like a gift compared to the horrors I just witnessed. I stood up, spitting out blood. The forest seemed like a prison that was keeping me with its wooden bars. I don't know how long I was out. My limbs were numb from the cold, my pants were soaking wet. I stood alone in a ring of towering trunks, not being able to see anything. Everything around me moved, trembled. My ears went numb from all the rustling. The treetops melted into the darkness of the cosmos. The bushes became empty cells, whose occupants were suddenly set free. It felt like a clawed fang could fly out of that darkness into my stunned face at any moment. I heard a scream somewhere far away. Anton! Someone was looking for me, just like that boy who went missing. Tears stung my eyes. A big drop fell from my lashes. Anton! The scream was closer now, and for a moment I even believed that I was about to be saved. I'm here. The light hit my face. I covered it with my hand. Oh, that's my hand. Jesus Christ. Oh. Flashlight's ray slid down. Anton, there you are. Are you out of your mind? What's this all about? My dad walked out from the shadows. I went toward him, hoping that he won't melt, that he is not another trick that my insane mind played on me. It turned out to be real, warm and alive. God got your... I hear footsteps again. God got your tongue? I've met a girl from your class on the road. She said... Branches cracked in the distance. I pressed myself into my father's chest, engulfed by fear, and he started looking around, alerted, and spoke in a tone of voice that was much more nervous. Okay, let's get out of here. If your mother learns of this, she'll be so mad at us that we'll never forget this day. I reached out for my father, still feeling the chilling embrace of fear. I grabbed his firm hand, felt his quick pulse with my fingertips. Then stood up and wobbled along behind my father, following his barely discernible footprints. Back to civilization, back to light, back to the road where my dad parked his car. And not a word about this at home, got it? Don't even hint at where I found you. Alright, Dad. He said there was a girl from my class on the road. If that was Polly, why... I mean, I guess if it was Polly, she didn't come and find me herself because it's already super dark. But what if it's not Polly? What if it's something else? Huh. Very curious about the story here. Like, obviously, so far, this entire episode, it feels like I've been making all the wrong choices. Because all the bad shit just keep happening, but also, I don't think there are any good choices. I think all of this is meant to happen. I think this is what the story is supposed to be. Not pure horror, more of psychological horror, but more as in just psychological thriller, because I think that what they're going for is grabbing you in such a way and just pushing you down in the dirt, making you doubt every one of your choices. And it really works. It works. Good formula. It doesn't instigate terror, it instigates doubt, and that can also be very powerful, especially when combined with terror. He was holding my hand as if it was the most precious thing in the world, and kept telling me how afraid he is to lose me or Olia. I nodded and moved my legs. Only when we got to the car, Dad noticed my scratches. Somebody hurt you? I felt up my cheek. I got into a fight. Over what? A girl. Dad replied with a thoughtful nod. I heard the low hum of the engine. My dad wore a fearful expression. It wasn't that sticky fear that paralyzed me in the nightmare, though. His fear was noble, like crystal clear diamond. Interesting. He opened the glove box and got some napkins out of there. Fighting for the girl you like is right. Is that a gun? Can I take it, please? I got some fucking little shits to kill. Yes, normally you try to resolve things with words, it's just sometimes words don't work. Dad flashed an encouraging smile at me. Right as he was about to close the glove box, I noticed a candle peeking from under a rug. He was carrying a gun around. My dad, a true intellectual, had a pistol with him. Like an action movie hero. Play me Tozy, you'll love it. Royo, you know where to leave suggestions. You keep doing it in livestream chat. Instead, just do it in the feedback text channel on the Discord server. Thanks. Or like an ordinary thug, some voice whispered to me. Pines were flying by in the window. The car's light was struggling against the darkness. The car carried me back home. Dad was cautiously studying me in the back mirror. I was thinking about the gun, about my dreams, about people in animal masks that pretended to be my parents. Ooh. Up top view, baby. Am I supposed to click again? Oh. And the white snowflakes just kept dancing in the starry sky. Look what the cat dragged in. Mom was going down the stairs, piercing Dad with her trademark glare. Her face showed something between wrath and condescension. Suddenly her gaze shifted to me and stayed for a dangerously long time. Hey, what's this? Where are your glasses, Anton? Did you lose them? This dummy probably just forgot them at school. Venomous pause followed. He's your son, alright. Dad glared at Mom and then mischievously winked at me, reminded me of our deal. Well, we have spare glasses, so we'll manage somehow. My parents stood in silence a bit longer, and then both of them went to mind their own business. Yep. Ola threw herself into my arms before I could even take off my coat. I saw a fox. Surprise akin to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. A cup shattered into many little pieces with a loud tang. My mom let it fall from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this, you little demon child? But it's true. It was so fluffy. She stood on her back legs near the hedge, just like a person. Fox called my name, but then Mom came and she fled. There was no fox. Stop making things up. Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth. What's wrong, Tosha? Seriously, why is my name suddenly Tosha? I don't understand. Is that like a cute name for someone named Anton in Russia? I don't get it. Why is everyone calling me Tosha? Oh, is it from Antosha? It's just the A and N missing? Right, well that's kind of weird. Okay, I guess I'll get used to it. Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated. Well, a fox will bite you. I remembered fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagined Talisa, liberated, carnivorous, running through the night forest with a dangling sack in her hands. It wasn't a real fox. Tell him, Olia. She stood on two legs and she wore a dress. And she was real. See? What a dumb little kid, right? Mom showed us a tired smile, as if it was the only explanation needed. I can do it on Discord too. Yeah, no, don't do it on Discord too. From now on, just do it on Discord. Last time I suggested the park. Yes, I know, it's on the list. Nothing quite like refurbishing with a drink. Pop, 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 pop. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap, right before it dissolves completely on your palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered, "If you see her again, run." So, did she see her in me and that's why Olia ran? Alright, lol. Memories about my family in disgusting masks bombarded me like the underhanded blows of my classmates. The furry faces of my family stood before my eyes, their toothy mouths full of thick saliva. What's happening to me? What kind of tricks is my mind playing on me? This bunny mask was real. It just appeared in my school bag out of nowhere, as if I never threw it away in the forest. Oh my god, is it back in my backpack? What? What is this demonic shit, dude? It's Balin. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please stop driving me mad, please. I barely managed to force myself to do homework, but those math problems just refused to be solved. Numbers in my notebook. Oh, Lisa Cat, thanks for subscribing, my dude, and welcome to the crowd. Numbers in my notebook tumbled around and mixed in a whirling dance, sometimes running over the lines. My head became heavy from that pandemonium and I almost dropped it into that chain of numbers. My eyelids felt like there were tiny weights tied to them, the type used in grocery stores. Alright, my mind is wandering again, I guess. And right at that moment, I surrendered and closed my notebook. The memories of my days started flashing before my eyes. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here, the faces of dead classical writers on their portraits, the prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around that corner was her daughter, Katya, a snitch and a gossip, eagerly waiting for me. "Hey, transfer student! Transfer student!" "What do you want, Katya?" She got on her tiptoes and started swaying while holding her hands behind her back, and then asked me with a fake smile on her face. "Can I ask you something? Why'd you get transferred here?" I might have told the truth about this to Polina, but Katya will sell it on the market for 3 kopeikas. That's cents. That's Russian currency for, like, dollar cents. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Volva's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart. It's all because of my parents. Dad has a new job here and my mom... What is with the build-up suspension music? But Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed toward the perked-up ears of her friends, whispered something while stealing glances at me and giggling. "Yeah, right. He takes us all for fools. I've heard it's all because of his father. Crossed the road of some big shot and now their family is hiding in our remote little village. That's not true, you're lying." "And did you hear how Baburin beat him up? And all he could do was look all pathetic and take it. Stop it, you know he wasn't alone. And if that wasn't enough, there are rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes. Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls? I see. Our Antoshka must be truly special. Maybe he's an Don't really say that. Maybe he's autistic, but what if he's a serial killer? I'm sure you'll be able to find an axe in his backpack if you look hard enough, or something even worse. Yes. Shut up. Look at him scream, as if something bit him. His pupils, look at how wide they are. I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again. I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? I just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in. Yes, that's right. He's as insane as his little sister. Can you imagine what she says? A human-sized owl visits her every night, but not a single healthy person has seen it. And this simpleton believes her. Can you imagine that? Ha! Then I caught a single kind look from the smirking crowd. How can it be, Anton? Are you really unwell? Polina, please, listen to me. Yeah, right. Don't listen to this liar, Polinuchka. He's probably never even been to Moscow. This loser can't even stand up for himself. And he won't be able to defend you if it comes down to it. He'll run away to protect his own skin. Weakling. Polina slouched, as if someone kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears. And fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. No, no. Why, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya. Get your paws off of her, you monster! Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift, creep up, showing my teeth. The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers. I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. Aha! He went nuts! Nuts! Help! Help! Petrov went completely insane! At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder. It started whistling and roaring and growing. The subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot upward toward the ceiling. They turned into a giant black forest chock full of toothy faces. They shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of ulcer-ridden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell. So you've finally shown your true animal nature, coward! Katya's face was twisted with jubilation and ecstasy. Anton, why? No! Why did you do this to me? Polina screamed while choking on her tears. He is just an animal, an outsider. Oh god. A scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above and I dug myself into them. Anton, Anton, please! Wake up! I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. I think they reused this. It was in the first episode as well. Apparently I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Ollie's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear. Anton, please, wake up, wake up! It took my eyes a while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Ollie's voice was distant, my head was ringing after the fight. Well, I mean, I definitely do get... Jesus Christ, my chair is peeling off. I definitely do get why, you know, Anton could be dealing and facing some stuff. Because he is going through a hard moment in his life. But at the same time, he is... Like, these nightmares are some truly horrific shit. I mean, Anton genuinely has issues. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were stuffed with cotton. My sister, as stressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase. The owl, please, I'm scared. Her tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, this scared Olia wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a second, Olia. Want me to read Murzilka for you? Is that Murzilka? A Soviet and Russian monthly illustrated magazine for kids. Aha. To distract her. Alright. Give me... I placed my bare heels on the cold floor, felt around for my glasses. Remembered Semyon, his underhanded act, and sighed. Anton, please, please, look. She couldn't tear her eyes off the window as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch. With my hand. The lamp poured bright light all over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer only to push it further the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward. Olya? What's there? What happened? Do you want me to open the curtains? No, please don't. The owl is there. The voice was coming from behind the curtains though. What the fuck is this? Oh god! I turned around and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway. Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer. I was talking to you. To someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my windows creaked ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, grow to scary heights under the light of a carnivorous moon. Anton! Please! Come closer! Come here! The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding behind my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house. And those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window. It came to get us. Another knock. I stepped back in the middle of the room, as if there existed nooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering, then it suddenly lighted the hole and went out like a candle under a strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. Yeah, this is a problem. The darkness that was waiting for that exact moment poured from all of the angles and enveloped me. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olya started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. Yeah, okay, I mean, I did say that Anton is a very troubled young man, but there is definitely very good reason for all of it. And then an eye, burning with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window, it was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss. She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arm like a pair of pincers. Anton! Anton! Come closer! I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot. Tell me, tell her, Anton. Tell her that I won't be a bad girl anymore. Never ever. I just wanted to leave. Please. The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. I swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped toward the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest. Again, why do I still have the voice acting? Whatever. Olya was standing behind me, mumbling, I'll be good, I'll be good, I'll be good. The bleak window was creeping closer, curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment I heard noise from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the ledge among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones that Semyon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard, at the foreboding clearing, at the Tutti forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our late-night guest. Only the old lamppost, dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. I tore away the insulating tape and the stripes of glued newspapers. I think I know what that's for. Before plastic windows became widely accessible, in Russia the creaks in frames of wooden windows were filled with cotton or pieces of cloth and sealed with self-adhesive tape or strips of newspaper. Yep. That is true. It was the same here as well, actually. With self-adhesive tape or strips of newspaper soaked in soapy water to conserve heat in winter. Yep. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with its little needles. The paintings on my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glasses. Sure, they would melt in my hands, but they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Semyon and his gang just pulled a prank on me, that was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamp just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. But there were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into the darkness full of restless writhing. Why aren't you in bed? Swayed from surprise and almost fell out of the window. Are you out of your mind? Did it feel hot in here? Did you want to catch cold? Yeah, I was here. Tosha chased it away. Go to your room immediately and get in your bed. And you. Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Ollie by the shoulder, and left, throwing gloomy words my way. We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get the frame back in place with a couple of hits, pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could mutter. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the mirror. It didn't look like a face, more like a dead mask. Just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. A black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between the student heads. And it wasn't Volva. His face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks and damaged skin. Semyon Baburin. Left for school in the morning of January 16th and never returned. Semyon. Baburin's photo was printed out and placed under the glass like an exhibition piece. Oh, there are like so many possibilities. Okay, thank you for completing episode 2. We're deeply grateful for everyone who purchased the game in early access. All the profits will go to reward further development of the game. Can't wait. I can't wait for more, dude. Okay, I do want to save at the end of episode 2 as well, so I don't forget. There's the beginning, there's the end, and that's my save of episode 1. Alright. Hide, and I guess I press this to go to the main menu, yeah. Okay. Suddenly the main menu is a little bit different. I think Elisa is there now too. That shit was fire. I know, right, Beck? This game is really well made, and I can't wait for more. I mean, now that I have it, I do hope that they just release DLCs for this game and not keep making separate games on Steam, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I guess clap. That'll be that for today's live stream and for Tiny Bunny. This ending left a lot of questions.